ケビンこと伊藤康介さんによります。朝です。伊藤さん、よろしくお願いいたします。
皆さんこんにちは。宮城県から来ましたケビンこと伊藤康介です。僕のスピーチのテーマは大麻です。やばいやつ来たって今皆さん思ったでしょう。そんな皆さんの考えを変えるために今日はスピーチをします。それではお聞きください。What kind of image do you have when you hear the word hemp? Many people may imagine that it is a plant that is used by bad people or is illegal. So if I tell you that I am going to talk about hemp, people would think I am crazy. Today, I would like to give a speech to change your image of hemp as much as possible and deepen your understanding. First, I am going to talk about history of hemp. Hemp began to be cultivated from West Asia to Central Asia about 12,000 years ago. Originally, it was used as material for food, clothing, and construction. About 4,000 years ago, hemp began to be used for medicinal purposes. It has been used in Japan since Jomon period, about 10,000 years ago. The word Jomon means the pattern of the rope, and that rope made from hemp. In addition, hemp was subject to the tax system in Ritsuryō states of Nara period, and it occupies an important position as source of revenue for the state. And many songs related to the hemp are including Manyoshu. For this reason, the emperor's family positioned hemp as important plant along with rice as a symbol of the soul and substitute for the god. However, in 1945, when Japan lost the war, hemp was regulated by GHQ. It was since the turn of the 20th century that Indian hemp began to be used in Japan. Until then, hemp was used for fiber intended to make clothing and fabrics. Due to this GHQ regulation, Japan hemp-based textile industry will be severely damaged. By now, you should have understood how strongly hemp has very strong connection to the history of Japan and how important it is. However, some of you may be thinking, it used to be important plant, but now it is illegal plant that can be arrested just by having it. It is often reported in the news that people are caught in possession of marijuana. And many people who are caught are people who look so bad, such as rappers and gangsters. So it is understandable to think so. In fact, depending on the part, there are unregulated parts and regulated parts like marijuana. So, how is hemp used in modern society? The law, only Yokozuna wrestlers are allowed to fasten around their waist, is made from hemp. In addition, the law at the shrine and bell cord that's shaken to ring the bell are also made from hemp. As such, hemp is still treated with respect in modern society, especially in sacred places. This picture shows the epidermis removed from the skin of hemp stalk called seima. Banknote and clothes used in the past, as well as the law that are still used in Shinto ritual, are made from this seima. In Shintoism, seima is considered to be essence of purification. Usually, many people think of water. When they hear the word chisel. In order to chisel, people use salt water from the beach. From this idea, the custom of purifying salt was born. It is essence of hemp that can purify things that cannot be purified with water or salt. My mother makes us kazari to use this seima and do activities of spreading history of hemp. Until I start to research for this thing, I didn't understand my mother's activity and felt she was a crazy person. Because I already knew that hemp is illegal drug. However, as I research for this thing, I can be proud of my mother's activity. Why many people have dangerous image of hemp? I want you to collect knowledge and history of hemp and get you interested in my mother's activity. In a world full of information, I hope that you will be not swept away by biased information, and more people will be interested in right things. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。ジュン先生、よろしくお願いします。
Thank you, Kevin, for a very interesting speech. You can't talk, hemp is really kind of a miracle plant. It's really kind of amazing, all the things that it can be done with. It's very easy to cultivate. It can be used in, like you said, like in fabric and clothing and textiles. Even now, they're finding ways to use it to make plastic out of hemp. So in a form of biodegradable plastic, which is something the world desperately needs now. But even going back to things like the drug aspect of it, cannabis, marijuana is actually less dangerous than alcohol. And when you look at the roots of these drug laws, the Cannabis Control Act in Japan, it was imposed by America. So you go to America and you look at the history of those drug laws, and you find out that the laws that were made against drugs were used for racism, right? They targeted Hispanic and black people because they would use cannabis, whereas white people would use alcohol, and alcohol was okay. So you find out that this history is really rooted in racism, and when you look at it pharmacologically, these things like cannabis are no more dangerous, possibly even less dangerous than alcohol or tobacco, but those are the ones that are legal and cannabis is not. It really makes no sense when you think about it that way. And we are now seeing in recent years, there's a trend shifting. Before my father died, he was suffering, he died of prostate cancer, and in his final days, he was suffering from a lot of pain. And one of the things that helped him were cannabis pills. They really helped him relieve the pain, and they were much safer than opioid-based pills. So I admire your mother and you for helping spread message, because these laws really need to change. And I think it's important for people to start spreading the truth about cannabis and other such materials. So thank you.
Thank you.
では、ご返答コメントをお願いいたします。
本当に勇気のあるプレゼン発表だと思うんですけど、今君が来てるそれも朝だよね。そうですよね。でそれをちょっとハサミで切って煙で燃やして楽しもうなんて、そんなことを言う人がいるぐらいに変な世の中になってるんですよね。だからやっぱり法律が何でも決めちゃって、法律にしたため決まるとならぬものはならぬ、どんないいものでもならぬものはならぬってなっちゃうんですね。でその法律は何で決まるかというと、それを間違った意味でお金を稼げる人がいっぱいいるからですよね。とにかくお金になれば全部良くて、でそれをお金として扱おうとする人がまたその法律外の人がいると違法になるという、なんか面白いいろんな法律があるので、君はまずこれから政治家になって法律を変える、そういう仕事をしないといけないなと僕は思うんですけどね。もう本当に昔から大麻ってすごくいいって言われてるんですよ、いろんな意味で。で誰がどこでこの大麻がダメになって、これお金の問題ですよね。麻薬と一緒にね、金になると思って変に動かす人がいるからですよね。だからまずこれから全部タダにすると、麻薬もタダにすると誰も吸わなくなるかもしれないですね。ひょっとしたらね、吸うでしょうね、やっぱり麻薬はね。でも大麻なんかの場合は本当薬になる。今ちょうどペリー先生が言ったようにですね、全く矛盾ですよね、これね。僕はタバコも一切吸いませんけど、吸ったことも煙に蒸されたことありますけど、もう全く経験ないので分かりませんが、やっぱりね、日本では違法ですけど、海外ではいっぱいそういう留学生もいますよね、経験する人がね。僕は最初にハワイに行った時にはもう至る所に麻が植えてありました。もうして誰も気にもしませんでした。どっかに突然変わったんですよね。だから医師会に君を殴り込んでいって、大麻は薬だよ、何を君が発表してんだっていうのをやったりですね、今度岸田首相に合わせますので戦ってください。はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。